Welcome back to the White Stoner channel here on YouTube. Today I will be doing the 2005 WWE pay-per-view collection. First we have New Year's Revolution with Batista on the cover and then the cool dragon in the back. This cover was actually not that bad. Muhammad Hassan vs. Jared the King Lawler, Lita vs. Trish Stratus, Shelton Benjamin vs. Maven for the Intercontinental Championship, Kane vs. Gene Snitsky, and then Triple H, Batista, Edge, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, and Chris Benoit in the Elimination Chamber match for the World Heavyweight Championship with Shawn Michaels as a special guest referee. Next we have No Way Out. We all know this cover. I'm pretty sure I feel the same way that a lot of people do. This cover is terrible. I understand you're trying to sell point the main event with the barbed wire match. That was an okay idea. Barbed wire, steel cage. We never seen it before, but this is just not a good cover. Booker T vs. Heidenreich, the Basham Brothers vs. Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero for the WWE Tag Team Championship, Undertaker vs. Luther Reigns, John Cena vs. Kurt Angle in a number one contenders tournament finals match. Winner faces WWE Champion at WrestleMania. And then JBL vs. Big Show in the first ever barbed wire steel cage match. Excuse me. Next we have Royal Rumble 2005. A decent cover. You got Raw, and then SmackDown. So that's a pretty cool idea they came up with there. Shawn Michaels vs. Edge, Undertaker vs. Heidenreich in a casket match, JBL vs. Kurt Angle vs. Big Show in a triple threat match for the WWE Championship, Triple H vs. Randy Orton in the World Heavyweight Championship match. And then we had the Royal Rumble match. This year, it would be won by Batista in a botch ending where both John Cena and Batista would fall out of the ring together. So there is your entrances into the Rumble. And then there's your extra. And then Vince would come down to the ring and say that this match needs to be restarted, but he tears both quads. So, next we have WrestleMania 21 goes Hollywood. This one was actually a pretty good WrestleMania. It took me forever to finally see it, but I finally saw it. This was the WrestleMania I wanted to see the most out of any one of them. For some reason, I don't know why, but it was actually really good. I do like the logo for WrestleMania 21 there. We have Rey Mysterio vs. Eddie Guerrero in a good opener. A good Money in the Bank match with Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit, Shelton Benjamin, Edge, Christian, Kane, and then the winner and earns future world title shot. Undertaker vs. Randy Orton was a good match. And then Shawn Michaels vs. Kurt Angle. Possibly the best match of the night on this card. John Cena vs. JBL. John Cena winning his first WWE Championship. And then Batista vs. Triple H for the world title. And Batista winning his first world title. That match seemed a little slow for me. But there you have John Cena winning and Batista. I do like that shot of Batista when I started watching around 2005 and 6. You were either a John Cena fan, pretty much, or a Batista fan. And I was a Batista fan. You also get some cool shots from WrestleMania up here. Next we have Backlash with Triple H on the cover again. I know, annoying, isn't it? No, this one's actually not that bad. I do like the spotlight on part of his face and then like lighting him up. That's actually pretty cool. And then the red Backlash logo is actually really cool. Kane with Lita versus Viscera with Trish Stratus. Chris Benoit versus Edge in the last man standing match. If I am correct, Edge gets the brick out from the briefcase and hits Chris Benoit. If I am wrong, let me know what happens in the end of that match in the comments. I might be right. Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan versus Muhammad Hassan and Daivari. And then Shawn Michaels and Hogan win. Then Shawn Michaels super kicks Hogan. And we have a fantastic, wonderful match we all didn't want to see at SummerSlam. Then we had what I thought was a better match than the WrestleMania match. Batista vs. Triple H. Here we have Judgment Day. This is actually a really cool cover of John Cena. Because if you notice, the title's down there, but he's not wearing the title. So that's actually pretty cool. We have Rey Mysterio vs. Eddie Guerrero. Orlando Jordan vs. Heidenreich for the U.S. Championship. Paul London vs. Chavo Guerrero for the Cruiserweight Championship of the World. I missed that old Cruiserweight title. Booker T vs. Kurt Angle. Big Show vs. Carlito. And then John Cena vs. JBL. And they both were bleeding pretty bad in this match, which made it very interesting. Next we have ECW One Night Stand 6/12/05. This cover is really cool. ECW didn't need any people on the cover to say it's a good cover. This one was good without anyone on it. Eddie Grove vs. Chris Benoit. Rey Mysterio vs. Psychosis. An Extreme Lucha Ascension, I think. Lance Storm vs. Chris Jericho. And then we had all that. And then the WWE would invade this pay-per-view at the end, which was cool. Next we had Vengeance, Hell in a Cell. This is a cool cover between Batista and Triple H. We all thought Triple H was going to win this match. Well, that didn't happen. This was actually one of my favorite Hell in a Cell matches between these two. And in general, this is actually a really good Hell in a Cell match. Carlito versus Shelton Benjamin for the Intercontinental Championship. Kane versus Edge. Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle in the WrestleMania 21 rematch. And then John Cena versus Christian versus Jericho for the WWE Championship. And Batista versus Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship. Fun fact. The only pay-per-view until they combined with each other, like the only split brand pay-per-view that I know of to feature the World Heavyweight Championship and the WWE Championship in the same night. They could have used that as the cover, because that's a cool disc art. Then there's all your DVD extras. Next we have Tori Wilson on the cover of the Great American Bash. Not much to say about it. It's an okay cover. That's a cool spine though. Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero. If Eddie wins, he will reveal Rey's secret. Eminem versus Road Warrior Animal and Heidenreich. The Undertaker versus Muhammad Hassan. The ending of that was cool. Orlando Jordan versus Chris Benoit and Batista versus JBL for the world title. Next is SummerSlam. Hogan versus Michaels for the first and only time ever. The cover's not bad, but it's a match I don't think much of us wanted to see. Undertaker versus Randy Orton. Batista versus JBL in a no-holds-barred match. Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero for the custody of Dominic. And John Cena versus Chris Jericho. Next is Unforgiven, WWE Champion versus the Gold Medalist. This is a cool cover. Shawn Michaels versus Chris Masters. Matt Hardy versus Edge in a steel cage match. Big Show versus Snitsky. Shelton Benjamin versus Kerwin White. We all know it's Chavo. The Hurricane and Rosie versus Lance Storm and Trevor Murdoch. And then John Cena versus Kurt Angle. Next, we have No Mercy. And then you have the No Mercy logo on Batista there. Sadly, this would be Eddie Guerrero's last pay-per-view ever. I felt like they should have had Eddie Guerrero win that match between those two, but it is what it is, and Batista won, and I was still happy about that. Nunzio versus some Mexican guy. Bobby Lashley versus Simon Dean. I think this one was Bobby Lashley's pay-per-view debut. Rey Mysterio versus JBL. Chris Benoit versus Booker T versus Christian versus Orlando Jordan. And then the first ever handicap casket match. Undertaker versus Randy Orton and Cowboy Bob Orton. Next year, Taboo Tuesday. Again, we see Kurt Angle versus John Cena here. But And then you have Eric Bischoff tied up there, which is funny. Eugene and Jimmy Superfly Snuka versus Rob Conway and Tyson Tomko. Rey Mysterio and Matt Hardy versus Snitsky and Chris Masters. Oh, that's a weird pairing. Mankind versus Carlito. Batista versus Jonathan Coachman with Goldust and Vader. Ric Flair versus Triple H in a steel cage match. And then we have John Cena versus Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels. I forgot that. That Taboo Tuesday is where you get to vote. Some matches that Shawn Michaels was in for the WWE Championship, I felt like they should have had him win it. But, of course, they kept the title with John Cena. Not saying that I don't like him. I do. I just felt like his reign should have ended sometimes. Next, we have Survivor Series. A great cover of The Undertaker. The background of it is so badass. And this was in Detroit. Hashtag hometown. Home state. Not hometown. Home state. The beginning of the end is the tagline for this. Trish Stratus versus Melina. Eric Bischoff versus Theodore Long. General Manager versus General Manager. First match, one of the best of 7 series. Chris Benoit versus Booker T. Ric Flair versus Triple H in a last man standing match. This is where we see John Cena versus Kurt Angle yet again with Daivari as a special guest referee. And then we have Team SmackDown versus Team Raw. The return of The Undertaker when Randy Orton was the sole survivor. Undertaker came out and did something and the ring broke. I gotta watch this one again. It was so good. Possibly my third favorite Survivor Series right here. And last, we have Armageddon with a dumb cover of Batista. I will always be a fan of Batista, but I don't like this cover at all. It doesn't say anything about Armageddon to me. The Mexicools versus Eminem, Matt Hardy versus JBL, Batista and Rey Mysterio versus Kane and Big Show, and then Undertaker versus Randy Orton in the Hell in the Cell match. So there you have it. That's been the 2005 DVD collection. Next will be that, the 2006, and then the 2007, and then 2008. So, back with the 2005.